By your Holy Spirit you will work in lives.
He has always loved each person with an everlasting love.
Flame International, a UK organisation at the forefront of Kingdom ministry.
We only go where we're invited.
People have become traumatized, killing a person, they have taken it as an easy thing.
What you need to realise, there is huge brokenness.
Their teams of trained volunteers are called to post-conflict areas across the world to share the gospel, heal the sick, bind up the broken-hearted and set the captives free.
God has given us a supernatural love for the people in those nations.
Their teaching, workshops, drama and prayer ministry have a long track record of transforming communities affected by war, violence, abuse and persecution.
The gift of real teaching on healing and reconciliation, God has prepared Flame International for that.
I'm Gareth Barton, design studio founder, photographer and journalist. Over the next 12 months, I travel to Armenia, Uganda, South Sudan and the Middle East to see Flame teams at work and to meet the people impacted by their ministry, to hear firsthand their stories of trauma and transformation. South Sudan, in the middle of a civil war with an estimated death toll of 400,000, and which has displaced more than 4 million people, Flame International has a rare opportunity to have a national impact as they are invited to train and minister to the Army's newly created chaplaincy, with its 400 chaplains, recruited largely straight from the front lines. The SPLA, now renamed the South Sudanese People's Defence Force, plays an essential role in shaping the nation, and Flame's mandate from the Archbishop and Primate of South Sudan to equip the army with new weapons of healing and reconciliation could well play a significant role in the future of the country.
Give me your bag! Give me your bag, don't move!
However, these foot soldiers turned chaplains have experienced all the very worst of what people at war are capable of, and their stories are some of the most traumatic that the Flame International team encounters anywhere in the world. Straight off the plane in Juba, straight into the conference with the military chaplains, and I bumped into one of Flame's dramas. And it's the drama that often helps people to really communicate and grasp the teaching, which is often difficult, especially if there's a language barrier, there's translators working. But what I can see in here, in this room, there's 50 military chaplains here from across this region, fully engaged in the teaching, lots of note-taking, lots of cameras, lots of pictures being taken, lots of film being captured. And now they've been given the opportunity to respond to the drama and to have some prayer.
I appreciate the Flame International coming to our side, and you know, all our soldiers are traumatized. The difference, what they will make is they will go back to their units where they come, to their divisions. They will pass to other soldiers and even to their families. They understood that without reconciliation, whereas forgiveness, you cannot proceed to do your work efficiently.
When you sleep, sometimes the dreams of those who have been killed may come to you and makes you to pain. And even when you remain like this, you become sometimes absent-minded. These are things.
You carry that pain with you?
Yes, this years I carried it until the time when this special training came through by the Flame International. They began to teach us how we can release the pain. Yeah. So when they train us, really, I got the really peace in my heart.
And the shock and trauma is inside, you can't see it. But what you need to realise, there is huge brokenness. And damage.
These are foot soldiers who've been made chaplains who are in the thick of the fighting, and as a result, many of them are utterly traumatized. This is a strategic opportunity within the Sudanese People's Liberation Army to bring our teaching to people who are ministering to other people.
He was killed.
And they tried to kill you too?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that was...
Through the time of prayer today, just the last guy that just really shared about some of the things that he'd witnessed growing up in Darfur, just sharing about just witnessing girls being raped by multiple people and then impaled on a stick. Yeah, I was broken.
It's unusual, isn't it? Because most of Flame's work is post-conflict zones.
Yeah.
But here we are actually in a conflict zone.
One man told me just a moment ago, he said, I don't fear death. He said, in fact, he said, if I see shooting, I will run over there to see what is going on. Then the group of chaplains who were around him said, yes, that's what everybody in South Sudan does. That is not normal behaviour in the rest of the world.
Virtually everyone here has been involved in the war and has seen killings, killing other people, and yet they don't seem to be able to, it's almost like it's become normal.
Exactly, this is really the truth in South Sudan. People have become traumatized, killing a person, they have taken it as an easy thing, but we shall tell them that, first of all, love your brother as yourself. If you love yourself, you will love someone, and then you will not kill anyone again. You will see that when you are killing, you are like...
I'm hearing stories of families being killed with knives in front of children's eyes and the children running into the bush to escape, living off of biscuits for 2 days. And yet there's no hint of trauma, there's no sense of the horror of it. I spoke to a bishop this morning and said, have people here experienced war and violence and killings? And he said, this is South Sudan. Everyone's experienced it. And it's a big challenge, I think, for the Flame team here, because we know that those events cause deep-rooted trauma, but it's become so suppressed. And the fact that that's become normal life for a nation, that this is just South Sudan, this is how it is, I think that might be the most shocking thing I've seen.
You strengthen him, you give him courage so that he will be able to do what you want him to do in his ministry, in his family.
What was it about Flame's teaching that has meant that you've continued to work with them for all this time?
The vision actually was that the war, the atrocities has not only happened in a particular place, but it is all over the country. For a total healing to happen and a total change, we have to reach the whole nation of South Sudan. And we saw the army as a particular group, which if we penetrate and are able to change them, they will be able to have impact and to change the whole country. The gift of real teaching on healing and reconciliation, God has prepared Flame International for that.
You may forgive all what you have done before you, and you may do it. You need your will to be done on this earth. Father, we choose to do your will. Hallelujah, my God. Rikaba Sarama. Rikaba Sarama. Rikaba Sarama. Hallelujah, my God. Hallelujah, my God. Riba Saka. Riba Saka. Riba Saka. Hallelujah, my God. Hallelujah, my Jesus Christ. Riba Saka. Number one. Number one. Jesus, number one. Number one.
Although although we're hearing of these atrocities and the trauma that people have suffered, we're also hearing of lives being set free by Jesus Christ.
Of all the nations that we've ever been to, I believe the call of God is strong on this nation. I think we're here for the long term.
I can see that Flame International's work here is highly strategic, but actually it's just them doing what they've always done. It happens at the very human, very personal level, seeing God set people free from some of the most appalling trauma. I think it's only right this time I leave the last word to them.
Next time, I'm in the Middle East, where Christians are fleeing torture and public execution.
They car bombed you?
Yeah.
And where filming took a different turn.
I need to stop you.
Yeah.
Their faces need to be hidden.
If you've been affected by the issues raised in this film, you can access more information on the Flame International website or by calling 01252 336 509, where you can also sign up to support the work in prayer or with a donation. If you would like to join a volunteer mission team, please visit www.flameinternational.org/teams.